1997 BMW 325 TDS Touring. I've had a quick check online this afternoon. There's only 3 2.5 diesel TDS style Touring E36s left on the road at the minute. There's about another 10 sawn. So there's less than 20 of these things still knocking about. Whereas for me, if you can have an E36, the Estate's the best looking one, I think. And those TDSs are absolutely bulletproof. Pretty decent on juice as well, to be fair. So this one is Hellrot Red. The spec on it is kind of ridiculous. I did have to pull a VIN sheet on it and just double check the spec because it's sport body kit, as you can see. Sport interior, pretty much every option inside, but with the smaller double spoke wheels. So someone's actually gotten the trouble of ordering those wheels instead of the larger 17s or 18s, which will make it ride far more comfortable. Sensible mileage, 80 odd thousand. We'll double check the exact mileage in a second. Still got the original dealer plates and stickers and stuff on it. Really, really nice condition, really, really original. And again, in a nice, proper spec for one of these. We'll start by having a look at the bodywork. If we start at this front driver's corner, bumper meets the front wing nice and straight. There's a little bit of a touch in here where there's been a mark. You can barely even see that on the camera. And there's a small scuff in the plastic here, just where it's caught something. Good wheel and tyre. So we've got a Continental on this one. I think it's Continentals all around, but we'll check as we go. And the wheel itself, there's no sign of any curbing or any real marks on that. The front wing itself is all lovely and solid. The inside of the wing is all nice and tidy as well. Obviously, it's got this nice plastic side skirt. I think it's an M-Tech kit on these, isn't it? And again, this has not been rammed up any curbs. It's not bashed. The jack and point covers are both still there. Same sort of condition on the driver's door, so no real marks or dents. You had a mark that's been touched in just here. There's a small scuff in the plastic there. But the rest of the plastics are all nice and dark. They're not dried out. They're not covered in back to black or anything like that, especially around the wing mirrors and all that. No real marks on the wing mirror cover. Continuing down here, this rear driver's door again, all nice and tidy. Hopefully you can hear me all right over that rain, but that's some proper rain we've got there. A couple of little marks there that have been touched in ever so slightly. The rear arch itself is all lovely and solid. Quite often this can be a bit of a problem area, this point here, but that's all lovely there. Another good wheel and tyre. They're Dunlop on the back, so we'll cut them out as we go. It is missing the roundel logo. The cap's still there, but the logo itself's peeled off. Clear glass on this one, all nice and clean, all BMW stamped. Still got the original alarm system stickers and everything in it. Roof bars, sunroof, and a lovely straight ripple-free roof. So if you're a big piece of metal, quite often find they look like a golf ball, but that's all nice and tidy. Coming round onto the rear, you'll see this bumper sits lovely and straight. Parking sensors on this one, which is quite high spec. It was an expensive option. Correct TDS badging on this side. Nice clean lights on both sides. And like I say, the original dealer plate. It is a little bit faded, but obviously it's the original plate, so you kind of want to keep it on. And we've got the original sticker there as well. Lower half of this valance is all nice and tidy. The toe and point cover and everything's still there. We've got a couple of little marks just here where they've been touched in, where it's sort of been reversed into something. But nothing major. Quite often these can be a bit of an issue, but these are all nice and tidy. Tailgate's lovely. There's no marks on the bumper from sort of dogs jumping in or out or anything like that. Around this rear screen is all nice and tidy all the way around. Heated rear screen. Again, if we look down the side of the car, you can see it's lovely and straight all the way down. All these seams which can bubble up are all nice and tidy. And again, the problem area on a 36 here is all lovely and clean. Inside the arch is just as you'd want it to be. Another good wheel and tyre. So we've got a Dunlop on this one. So we've got matching across the rear axle. We'll have a look as we get to the front. Again, another side skirt, which is with all of its jacking covers, no marks or scuffs or anything from being rammed up a curve. Got a slight little scuff just there, actually. It's not true. Tiny one, but to be fair, that feels like it's sitting on top of the paint. I wouldn't be surprised if that polishes out. And a very, very small stone chip just here if we're going to be really picky. Moving up onto the front door. Small mark that's been touched in there. But other than that, lovely and clean, especially around the handles and everything. The plastics are like brand new. There's no sign of any fade. They're not caked in any sort of plastic polish or any of that horribleness. Really, really good. Pillars on both sides, no stone chips, no marks. Same with along the top of the window. This front wing on the passenger side, all lovely and clean. The arch is nice and solid. Another good wheel and tyre. And on this one we've got a Continental, so matching across the rear axle. Continental on this side, and Continental, so yeah, matching across both axles, which is always a good sign of nice ownership. Round onto the front. The bonnet itself is lovely. The colour match all the way around is good. It's all one shade of red. As you can see, it's all one shade there. And again, pretty much nothing in the way of stone chips along that leading edge of the bonnet. Got a very small little, in fact actually that'll come off, that's dirt. That's us not cleaning a car properly, so there you go. We do have these strange marks along the top of the bumper where it's been touched in by the looks of things. Which you can just see them the sort of from the driver's side grille to halfway across the driver's light. It's on the flat edge, so actually when you're looking at the car you can't tell they're there at all. They're worth pointing out. Fog lights on this one. Lower half of the bumper's all nice and tidy. Headlights are fantastic. There's no milkiness. They don't need polished or anything because they're quite difficult to polish, these ones, but obviously you've got these little lumps and things in them, but they're really, really good. So overall the bodywork's very, very good. Quite often with these red cars they've got lack of peel or they're faded, but none of that. Obviously been well cared for, obviously had a lot of time and effort spent maintaining it. The interior I mentioned earlier on is a sport interior, so you've got your half leather, cloth inserts. The front seats are heated with about 1,000 different bits of adjustment, and obviously the sports one's hard, the bolster adjustment and all that sort of stuff. Black carpet set. Headlining is fantastic, and what I did notice, which I've not seen on a 36 for years, is the rear speaker setup in the back, which is really cool. Obviously you've got your sunroof, which is electric, and it has the sports steering wheel option, which again was factory selected. I have checked that this morning. Other options it shows, like I said, heated seats, so they're low and high on both sides. Then you've got the onboard trip computer, which if I turn the ignition on, you'll see there's no pixels missing from that at all, which is excellent. Same goes for the heated controls, air conditioning, which is really nice. 81,415 miles. I mean, the whole point of a diesel BMW estate car is to sit and munch miles, and it just hasn't done that. Electric windows in the rear as well, which is really cool. Matching seat. Condition wise, I've completely skipped that because I'm getting excited about onboard computers. That's how sad I am. Condition of the driver's seat, really, really good. No wear at all to the inside of the bolster. You've got a tiny little bit of wear. Can you even see that? From the seatbelt on the piping, and another tiny little bit of wear just here. But overall, really, really good. All the plastics are nice and clean. The top of the dash is good. The steering wheel's great. Around the gear stick and all the buttons are all clean. Quite often they can fade. £426 is a random number for you. There you go. That's how much it costs for that as an optional extra. So that is your inbuilt booster seat. So you can have it up high or you can drop it down to half height. Volvo fitted them as standard. BMW charged you for them, so nobody chose them. I've not seen one in one for years, but there you go. It has probably the strongest struts of any bootlet I've ever seen. They are brand new, no wobble in them at all. Really cool. And again, in here, all lovely and clean, dark carpet set, no stains, no marks. There's no funny smells or anything in here. We've got a load cover that doesn't go slack as well, which is another rarity. Under the boot floor is gorgeous, as you can see. No sign of any moisture or corrosion or anything like that. Original spare wheel and all your tools and stuff all put in there. And then you've got the load straps as well, which are still there. They're not stamped. They are BMW branded stamped ones. I mean, there can't be many of those still knocking around with that. All intact. Even the door checks, all lovely and clean and tidy. Insides of the doors are good. The nets on the back of the seats are not pulled out or stretched. If we look in the ashtrays, they've not been used. It's got the larger armrest, and it's got the hatch as well, should you need it. But again, it's a estate car, just put the seats down. You've got all that space. Kids seats on both sides. And again, I don't think they've been used because there's no sign of any child-related damage in the back of here. The seats are not kicked. There's no wear at all on the bolsters. Rear bench is like brand new. I don't think it's been used hardly at all. And then into the front. Passenger side, all the door cards are nice and clean all the way around. This seat, lovely and tidy. No sign of any wear at all on that one. Really, really good. The leather's so lovely and soft. It's not shiny. It's not hard or brittle or anything like that. And more importantly, it's a BMW with the torch still there. But to be fair, on this car, I'd be amazed if that had gone missing by now. Everything else is there. It's just as it should be. Lovely and tidy. We'll go around and we'll pull the bonnet because again, it's just as clean in there. I have briefly driven this down the road just because I can't remember the last time I had a TDS available. Drives exactly as you'd imagine. Lovely and tight, nice and smooth. Really, really good. No smoke, nothing like that, but we'll show you that in a second. In here is all lovely and clean. We haven't cleaned this at all. This is exactly as it came. As I said, hell rot red. Around the struts and everything, the inner wings are all excellent. Obviously 6-cylinder, if you're going to buy a BMW, you want a 6-cylinder. And they do make a good diesel engine, the BMW. That's why Land Rover and everybody else stole that. So yeah, in here, really, really good. Like I said, we haven't cleaned it. There's no sign of any smoke coming out the back when you started. If we look underneath, there's no fluid dropping down or anything like that. We'll get it started up. Obviously it's diesel, so give it a couple of seconds for the coil light to go out. And then straight away on the button, all the lights straight out, no warning lights at all. No sign of any smoke or anything at all on start up. There's nothing puffed out down the back of the hall. Sounds exactly like a 6-cylinder BMW diesel to me. So there you go. Very well spec'd, hell rot red, E36 Touring 325 TDS. If you check the description, we'll detail everything we've got in the way of history on it. If you want any more information, you can either come and have a look at the car yourself, we'll show you the paperwork, we can get it started up. If you can't get to us, we can do video calls, or if you want any more pictures sent, or videos, or whatever you want, either give us a shout, send us a message, send us an email, get in touch via social media, whatever's easier for you. Thank you.